when one can feel oneself in relation to the universe in the same complete and natural way as that of a child with the mother. The modern hero.
It's good to make a pilgrimage.
You're doing it so you meditate.
And meditate on what you're doing.
Seriously, my friends and family in and around the Toronto area, you really do owe it to yourself to come out and give my brother's gallery a look-see. He totally renovated this building himself. Inside is beautiful. He hosts other artists sometimes. You'll always find something different. You can have a gathering there, concerts, weddings. Yeah, he does have it going. It's awesome. Be there. From November 11th until the day before Christmas, Christmas Eve, Paul's going to be displaying, I think, all of his books that he's illustrated and some he wrote. He'll likely already have music, perhaps some autographed prints. Check it out. You really should do it.
That are found everywhere in the universe, everywhere in nature. So these teachings involve that, but then I don't really understand fully the pursuit of the knowledge, or it's the mystical. It's sort of Masonic in ways. It's like it's just these ancient teachings. I wanted to take my work in a different direction than that. So on that, although I'd already done a book, so I'd already traveled and made money doing a travel experience, and I loved that idea.
Okay.
So I wanted to find a way to make my art less commercial and more just driven from my experiences. And at this ceremony down in the Amazon, I did yoga, and I could see, eventually I saw this wheel in front of me, and I understood that this represented the earth. And part of that is I've always been able to integrate myself in any culture, any place I've gone. So I really feel like a citizen of the earth rather than just for Canada, or just, I have a global heart.
Right.
So I wanted that to be reflected. I also really believe in the power of symbols, and the circle is the strongest of them all. So I saw that circle, I wanted to have that. I also wanted vision, because in my career, the eyes being the whole thing, so that eye was for vision. I also wanted, through the ceremonial experience, through native cultures that I've learned, I wanted to just be in awe of nature, in supplication of the world. So this figure, head, arms, and body, is a person just in celebration of the creation. I also wanted to reflect the duality of man and woman, because I think the balance of yin, yang, the whole balance of light, dark, all of these things, that's sacred geometry as well. So I have the woman and the man, but very, very subtly.
Yes, yeah.
And the woman is helping the vision, the man is helping the structure, and there's also other things here. And I wanted it to have my initials. So there's a P, an A, and M built within it.
Okay.
There's other things, but so I eventually in this ceremony saw it, but I hadn't yet drawn it. And then it was a different job. I had to come up with all these symbols, and I drew it and thought, you know what, that's what I'm supposed to stamp my art with. There was also, between that period of time, I had gone to China and done my China book, and all of the artists I met there carved me chops, because artists in China use chops. They use a symbol rather than their signature on their art, and I started to use these Chinese symbols on my art, but they were really cool. One was forest, artist, priest, because this guy knew me and that's what he thought was my symbol. But I wanted a symbol, but I didn't want it to be a Chinese symbol because I'm not Chinese. So that was kicking around in my head during this whole period of time. So I did know I wanted to have my work is really textural, and it's hard to sign. You can't successfully sign on a rough surface. So I also knew I wanted it to be So I wanted it to be a circle, I wanted it to have the eye, I want vision, and I wanted to be able to just stamp it on art. So it slowly developed, and I didn't like a clear, like a refined drawing of it. So for the final version, this version that you see here, I took high density styrofoam, drew it on there, and then with a wood burning tool, melted the styrofoam, and that's why it's got this neat melted rag edge.
Yeah.
I actually made it out of styrofoam, and then I put it in black paint and stamped it on paper. So this whole image has always been based on the first time I took this
Oh, okay.
styrofoam stamp and used it on paper.
That's neat.